Okay, hi everybody. Today is Friday. I always film my videos on Friday because I'm off on Fridays and nobody's home with me, so I don't have to feel embarrassed. Anyways, both my cats are in here, so they might get chatty at some point. And I also have a coffee that I made, a pumpkin cream cold brew. It's like 9:30 in the morning. I tried to use this little microphone that I have, and I think this part of it is like dead. I hope that's what's wrong with it. Otherwise, it's broken. So hopefully you can hear me well enough. I'm also trying like a new headband thing. I don't really know if I like it. So if you're watching this and you feel so inclined, let me know. I feel like my five head is like really having a hard time with this. But anyways, that's not even doesn't matter. I have my computer today because I was wanting to do the like a booktube, like a tag video. I don't really know if people are still doing these. I don't really see it a lot. But I've been on YouTube since the OG days, okay? And tags were like literally everything. Okay, you were doing the boyfriend tag, you were doing the best friend tag, you were doing the One Direction tag. You like everything was a tag. What's in my purse tag? Because you used to be able to like tag people in your videos. I don't think you can really do that anymore. Like basically like Shane Dawson would make a video and then you could like make a response video, so people would do all these tag videos like in response to other people's videos. Anyways, now I just had to go on Google and look up booktube tag video, but um, there are 10 questions and an optional question. I don't know if I'm going to answer it because I don't know. We'll see when we get to it. But I also have this AirPod in. Why? I was listening to an audiobook while I got ready. That's why. I'm listening to First Time Caller right now. I just got it on my Libby, and I think I'm almost done with it. Anyways, okay. The first question is, why did you start this channel? I love books. I always wanted to be a YouTuber. Like I said, okay, I was always on YouTube watching Trisha, watching Shane Dawson, watching Juicy Star 07, watching Tati, watching, okay, everybody. I was really big into like beauty gurus at the time, but I literally always wanted to have a YouTube channel. And to be frank, I think at a certain point I will not only be making book videos. Like I would like to make some other videos. I really like sewing, crafting, thrifting, stuff like that. But books really seem to be the easiest thing like for me to just sit down and make a video about. Like I know what I'm talking about. I read a lot of books. It's easy. So I kind of thought I would just start there and then like see what happens. Plus I have my friends do read. I have a lot of friends that read, but I feel like we're never reading the same stuff, or they're not reading like as much as me, or we all recommend each other books and then we don't read the things that we recommend each other. So I kind of thought it would be interesting to just speak into the void and see if anybody else likes the things that I like. Okay, the second question is, what are some fun and unique things that you think you can bring to BookTube? To be honest, I don't know. Um, I feel like at this point, like, BookTube is so popular, which I think is really cool, um, that I feel like I don't know what I could bring that's, like, unique. I like to think that I have some niche book recommendations. Like, I don't only read TikTok, book talk, books. But I do read a lot of those too. Like I'm not one of those people that's like, oh my god, like I'm not above anything, okay? I'll read whatever, okay? If I like it, that's what I want to read. Um so yeah, I honestly don't know how to answer that question, and I don't know that that's like the best question to not be able to answer, but that's okay. Um I always say like literally I am just like every other girl. I'm just a girl. I'm just like every other girl. I don't want to be not like other girls. I want to be like all the girls. I want, you know, like, yes, I watched Off Campus, okay? Yes, I'm about to read the books. Like, I don't care. I want to feel that, like, sense of camaraderie, that, like, I don't want to say hive mind because that sounds negative, but, like, yeah, I'm here to be just like all the other Booktube girlies because that's what I want. So, I don't know. Anyways, the third question is, what are you most excited about this new channel? I've posted a couple videos, so I wouldn't say that it's new, but like I said, I'm really excited to hopefully like have some sort of following that likes books, wants to talk about books. Again, I did say I like a couple other things. I really love sewing. There's some videos a little further back on here of me like trying to do a sewing video. Those seem to be a little more complicated to make because when I'm doing that, like, I'm in the groove, I'm in the moment. Like, never am I like, I need to stop and film this, okay? So yeah, I'm really excited to just have someone to talk about books with. I think it would be really cool to do the thing where maybe like some people start following and then like I can have like a book club, you know, like on Discord or something. I don't know how that works, but I think that would be so fun, to like have a monthly book club and like read with people. We can all pick a book, whatever. I really like that idea. So yeah, just like making a sense of like community, I guess. Okay, number 4, why do you love reading? Okay, not to get sappy, and I don't think this is gonna get like too sappy, but I learned how to read really late. I have dyslexia. Now that I'm a little older, I start to wonder if it's something else. Like, I think there's different things under the umbrella of dyslexia now. It's like there's dysgraphia. I think that's more my issue. My issue is more with like writing. I'm terrible at spelling, grammar, stuff like that. Reading, like when you look at those diagrams of like what words look like on a page to dyslexic people, like I've never had that. But there's something wrong for sure. And anyways, so around like the 3rd grade mark, 2nd, 3rd grade, my school was getting really concerned that I literally did not know how to read. And my parents didn't really even clock that I didn't know how to read, because what I used to do is just pick up a book and literally pretend to read it, like no joke. I was scamming, okay? I was pretending. This is Stinky. This is my cat. He's really chatty. He wants more food, so he's being a heathen beggar right now. But yeah, I didn't really learn how to read until really late, like 2nd or 3rd grade. And I had this dyslexia aide. My school had like these dyslexia aides that would pull you out of class and they would do like one-on-one time with you to help you. Her name was Miss Moffat. She taught me how to read. She was literally an angel. She passed away, but like not to be dramatic, I don't want to get sappy, I don't want to be dramatic, but like learning how to read, I never stopped reading from that point, okay? I have read my entire life. I've been a lifelong reader. I learned how to read. Miss Moffat was bringing me Junie B. Jones books to school. I was devouring them. I still have them. They're on my bookshelf, the Junie B. Jones books that she gave me. I loved Nancy Drew books. Once I started reading, I did not stop. I have always been a reader. I have always loved reading. My stepmom used to take me to the library all the time. Like when I spent the summer with my dad, my stepmom had a big role in like my reading journey too, because she was taking us to the library like every week. We were participating in the library reading challenges. She was helping us pick out books. Like I read Beowulf. You guys would like that. Like she was just really fostering that too. So I'm really thankful for the people in my life that like helped me get here, because I did not know how to read. And I know it kind of sounds dramatic, like, okay, you didn't know how to read in the 3rd grade, like you fixed it. But what if nobody noticed and cared and I didn't get to this point? You know what I mean? So that's why I love reading, because I didn't know how to read. I never want to take it for granted. I think it's awesome. I think it's magical, and I think it's very important, and I'm so happy that I know how to read and that somebody cared enough to notice and get me help. Because obviously I was pretending like there was nothing wrong. So that's my dramatic tirade. That is why I love reading. I learned and I never stopped. I feel so grateful and so blessed to know how to read. Truly. What books or series got you into reading? I kind of already said that. Junie B. Jones, for sure. Like I said, let's go over here right now because I still have, like, these are my Junie B. Jones books, like I said, from Miss Moffat. Here they are. The one where she loses her tooth, the sleepover monster, has a monster under her bed. Like, I was reading that. I also have, I'm not gonna walk through my house to show you guys because they're kind of just like, it's a collection that is just like on display, but I do have a collection of vintage Nancy Drew books. They're the yellow ones. Those are the editions that were in my school library, and I checked all of them out. My school library also had the Nancy Drew graphic novels, like the early 2000s, like the newer ones, and I read those too. So definitely Nancy Drew and Junie B. Jones. I also really loved all those graphic novels. I can't remember who made them, like the Smile ones. It was like Smile, and then there was one that was like Friends or something like that. I loved Goosebumps. I loved R.L. Stine. I'm a spooky girl. I came from a spooky family, so I loved those. Oh, Fear Street, too. I don't feel like anybody ever talks about Fear Street. They're like his more like middle grade horror novels. So good. There was one about like a prank caller. I remember it was like these two popular girls. It's like these two girls on a cover like doing this. And I can't remember the exact story. It's probably on my Goodreads somewhere because I've been using Goodreads since literally like 2012. But got it from the library. Yeah, I can't remember that one, but yeah. What questions would you ask your favorite booktuber? Okay, so some of my favorite booktubers, Sarah Crowley, obviously. I really like Destiny Sidwell, even though she's not making as much book content right now, which I get. Like, she has a lot going on in her life. I also follow a couple people that don't make, like, full-on booktube content, but they do, like, talk about books on their channel, like, Kathleen Illustrated. In most of her videos, even though she's not a full-on booktuber, she'll, like, do a segment that's, like, what she's reading and kind of talk about it. Honestly, what would I ask them? I didn't look at these questions before, so I really did not think about this. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe I would say, like, if you could convince someone to read, like, one book, what would it be? And then I would read their one books, you know? I'm sure that's honestly probably not a very hard question to, like, just get an answer for, like, from their channels, but that's okay. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel would be the hardest to overcome? Editing. I do not know how to use a computer. I don't know how to use a phone. I don't know how to use apps. I am very technologically stunted, okay? I'm really trying. I also started, like, a book Instagram, and, like, editing, using Canva, using CapCut, like, I am struggling, and I feel like I don't really have the eye for that kind of stuff, like, the more aesthetic kind of things, like, I don't know, I don't have it. And then I'll get on Pinterest and I'll look for inspo or follow other people on book Instagram and look for inspo, but then I feel like, am I just, like, ripping these people off? Like, I don't want to, like, do that. Like, what is the line between inspo and just copying? So that's going to be my hardest thing for sure. Even today, I'm like, okay, I'm going to film this video. It's going to be easy. I won't really have to edit the video. So I need to make, like, a good thumbnail. How? You know? Like, do I do this? Remember when YouTubers used to do that? Like, you would watch a Trisha video, and she would do, like, some crazy pose and be like, okay, for the thumbnail. Like, I'm going to take that, honestly. Whatever. So yeah, that is kind of hard for me. And some people, like Destiny has like such good thumbnails. They're so cute and aesthetic and like whatever, and I don't know how to do that. Yeah. When did you start reading? Kind of already went into that. The third grade. The third grade. And I never stopped. And I don't know how many more times I can say it. But yeah, I've been reading, lifelong reader. I've always loved reading. I've always had like a big collection of books or used the library. Yeah, I mean, that's it. Like, what else is there really to say about that? Where do you read? Okay, so I read a lot on this couch. This is, me and my boyfriend have a house, and there's a couple different places I like to read. This is my room, though. Like, this is girl world, okay? This is where all the stuff that, like, a creepy vintage Raggedy Ann, tack board, pin board, clowns. I love clowns. I love weird vintage stuff. So this is kind of like where all of that stuff that like this is an ugly couch. Like, I love it, but other people really hate it. It's like I got it at an estate sale couch. You know, this is just kind of like where all the stuff goes that I don't necessarily want to force another person to live with. You know? This is girl cave, okay? He has garage, boy cave, man cave. This is girl cave. So I do spend a lot of time in here. I have lots of cute things on the walls, all my vintage stuff, my bookshelves. There's little smaller bookshelves, like, on the walls. So I read in here a lot. And most mornings, I will make my coffee and come in here and read. That's what I was doing. Oh my god, that's my crochet project. Or, well, I'm trying to teach myself how to crochet. It's not a project, I would say. I'm reading this right now. I was reading in here this morning. I do also like to read on our couch in our living room. Of course, I like to read with Stinky. Anywhere Stinky is, I like to read with him. Okay, sorry. Do you want to say hi, Bubby? Do you want to say hi? What are you doing? He's begging for his lunch, is what he's doing. And of course, I read in bed most nights before I go to sleep. If nothing else, like if I don't really have a lot of time in the day, like I read before bed, and then I get up, make my coffee, and come in here and read. I do also really like on my days off, there is a local coffee shop. It is, I'm pretty sure, the only local coffee shop where I live. I live in the middle of nowhere. But it's a really cute coffee shop. It's owned by a couple. It's like a small coffee shop. I try to go there and read. They have a really comfortable couch. I try to go there and read and get a drink, like, as much as possible, because I want to, like, support them. And I don't know, maybe this is, like, messed up, but I kind of always just feel like small businesses are struggling, especially somewhere like where I live, where, I mean, you really just only have a certain amount of people you can capture, you know? Like, where I live, nobody's coming here. Nobody's seeing that coffee shop, like, on TikTok or Instagram and being like, oh my god, I should go into the middle of nowhere to try this coffee shop. Like, that's just not what's happening. So I do try to really support them because I want them to stay there for me. For my selfish need. So I do like to go there and read, do some work, whatever, and I'll just get a coffee. Or they do also do, like, the flavored Red Bull drinks. And I will get those sometimes too and just hang out and read. And there's a couple other girls that do that too. And I've also thought about asking them if I could host a book club there, because I've seen other people go there to read and hang out, but I've never, like, talked to anybody. So I do like to read there too. Oh my god, I forgot my Nido was here. I love these, okay? It's, like, kind of embarrassing. I'm sitting here petting my cat, squishing my Nido. Anyways, what kind of books do you like to read? Literally anything and everything, okay? My bookshelf that's directly in front of me is separated literally by genre. So on the first shelf I have, like, classics. That's like Anna Karenina, Catch-22, 1984. I have, honestly, Brave New World. I need to actually lend that to a friend. I have, honestly, been slacking on my reading of classics. I think I got kind of burnt out on them because I did, in high school, I took a lot of like AP English classes, AP Literature. I took some of those classes. I dropped out of college, but when I was in college, so I'm just kind of like feeling burnt out on stuff like that, unfortunately. But I do feel like I do have like a pretty, like I've read, I'm not gonna say I've read everything because there's a lot of classics, but you know, I have read like a decent amount of classics. I was also a theater kid, so I read a lot of plays, like classic plays like Shakespeare, The Crucible, Raisin in the Sun. So I don't know. I would like to get back to it at some point because there's a lot of things that I haven't read. You know, me and my friend were just talking about like really wanting to read East of Eden. I never read Wuthering Heights. I have it, but I haven't read it. So I do really need to get back into that like mindset. I just feel like it's kind of hard, like when people say like gifted kid burnout, like I don't, dude, what? You know? I don't know. Anyways, so the first section is classics. The next section is more just like literary fiction. There's some Kurt Vonnegut on there, which I feel like at this point could go to classics. Nick Hornby, some Barbara Kingsolver. My favorite book of all time, 11/22/63, which is maybe a little science fiction, not so much literary fiction, but you know. And then the next shelf is nonfiction, and it's actually split into two with just general biographies. Like I have George Carlin's biography, Steve O's biography, Elvira's biography. I said I was a spooky girl, okay? And then there is self-help, which I have bought a bunch of self-help books and literally never read them. I need to sell those. Like, I'm never going to read them. I'm just not. It's not the genre for me. I know that I need to work out to make myself feel better. I know I need to not care about what people think to make myself feel better, you know, but I'm not doing it. So, what? Anyways, the next section is music biographies. I went through a really big music biography phase. I would say I'm pretty far out of that at this point. Once you've read one, you've kind of read them all. I'll be generous and say once you've read like 5, you've read them all. You know, like Motley Crue. We made songs. None of us knew how to play our instruments. We got addicted to drugs. We all did a bunch of messed up stuff when we were on drugs. We all tried to get off drugs. We failed. Oh no, life got serious. We really got off drugs. Now I'm an old man. Like, that's literally every single one. Steven Tyler, Motley Crue. There's honestly, now that I'm looking at my shelf, there's some on there that are not like that, really. And maybe I could do like a video recommending like different music biographies. There's some that are good. Like, I still recommend The Dirt. I think it's a good novel or a good biography, but that's like the last one that I read. That was the last music biography that I read because I was like, this is it. Then we have historical fiction. Then I have like horror and true crime books, and then at the very bottom I have a little shelf for romance. I do have like some series around. I have all the Hunger Games books, all the Twilight books, the Inheritance Games books, ACOTAR books. There's some more books up here. I'll literally read anything, dude. If it's good, I want to read it. I don't care what the genre is. And then the last question is, what does your book collection look like? Which I feel like I kind of already answered. So that is my Booktube newbie tag, if you want to look it up on fandom.com. That's where I found it. I feel like I could have done a little more research and like found something a little more interesting to do or like a little different, but that's okay. That was it. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope that gave you some sort of insight into me if anybody's watching. And I am gonna make a thumbnail. I'm gonna try my damnedest to make a good thumbnail as I spank my Nido. What the hell? I'm going, you guys. Me and my boyfriend are gonna go to some estate sales today. I gotta finish my coffee. Thank you for watching, if you're watching.